Hello and welcome to the first video of 2019, and today I want to talk about the games that I played during the break. First thing you'll notice before I get started, yes, currently I did shave my beard. So if you guys are wondering like, wow, you look completely different. I got a haircut, I shaved my beard, beard's coming back. I do not like this at all. So, and it does not take me long to grow facial hair, so the beard is coming back, don't worry about that. But anyways guys, let's talk about the games that I played while I was on break from the channel. So the first game that I want to talk about today is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I'm not going to talk about the recent controversy with the DLC. I have a bit of a different issue with that game and its DLC, unrelated to everything that's going on with that game right now, but I kind of just want to touch briefly on the game itself. So I dived in and played about 12 to 15 hours of this game, and I'm kind of at the point already where I'm going to jump off of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's not because it's a bad game. It's a bad time for me to play this kind of game. I just put in 70 to 80 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2 last fall, and for me to jump into another sprawling, huge game like Assassin's Creed here, it's just not the best idea for me to do right now. So as I've been playing it, it's just been really hard for me to get into it. The other reason I'm having a hard time getting into it is because I literally just played a big, huge Assassin's Creed game about a year ago, and that was Assassin's Creed Origins. And so, well, yes, I do really think that everything I've played of Odyssey is really, really good and really well written, and I think the world looks incredible. The combat is even more redefined than the last one. I like that it even dives harder into RPG elements than Origins did. I just have a really hard time getting into the game, and that's only because of all these other games I've played. So right now, the game's on the shelf. The one little thing that I want to touch on with the game that I thought was disappointing for me, revolving around the DLC. So I started this game at a friend's house who also happens to own the game, but they have purchased the season pass for the game. So I played about the first hour and a half of the game over at this friend's house, and then I came home and put it on my own, home Xbox, started the game. Game would not let me load my save without having purchased the DLC. I had to start the game all over again. There's no way around it. Now I know, yes, this is a really, really small problem that probably not a lot of people are going to run into, but it's also ridiculous that I would then be forced into buying some DLC that maybe I'm just not interested in at this time. So I restarted the game, I ran through the intro, so in the end of the day it wasn't really that big of a deal, but imagine if I had put 5 or 6 hours into the game and then did that. I probably wouldn't go back to it. So that's a real bummer. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think it's cool. I liked what I played of it, but it's on the shelf for right now, and something I plan to go back to in the future here sometime over the course of the year when I'm in the mood for some big, huge 100-hour game like that. The next big, really, really big title that I want to touch on that I played a lot of during my break is Hitman 2. Now, Hitman 2 is not to be confused with 2002's Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. Hitman 2 is a sequel to the 2016 soft reboot of the franchise. I think why this one clicked for me a lot more than the last one, other than the fact that this one isn't episodic this time, is that you can dump all of those levels from the previous one into this one if you already own portion of the game and everything, and you get all the benefits of the redesigned lighting, the redesigned effects, and I think if you skipped that game, Hitman 2 is a value package that I highly recommend. But I think what I've enjoyed about Hitman 2 the most is this is the best Hitman game I've played since Blood Money. Blood Money is my favorite Hitman game of all time, and playing through this and doing the different assassinations and everything, I think the different worlds, there are less levels than something like Blood Money, but I think each level is so intricately designed, and there are so many different ways to kill the targets that you have, and it's such a better designed game than any other Hitman game that I've ever played. And it constantly rewards you for replaying the levels. I also, did the elusive target thing for the Sean Bean character. I missed the other one, unfortunately, but I've really enjoyed my time with Hitman 2. I've played through all the levels, I beat the story. I think the other thing that's interesting about this game is the story in the 2016 reboot was kind of whatever, scattershot. I didn't really care. Hitman 2 ends on such a cliffhanger that I actually kind of care about where this story goes going forward. If we get a Hitman 3, I think we will. So Hitman 2, I played a lot of this game. I really enjoyed it, and I really think you guys should check out Hitman 2. Briefly, I played Tetris Effect. On my break, I was able to pick up a copy of that game for under $20, which was nice because I just didn't really see the value of buying a Tetris game at $40 in 2019. Tetris Effect is really cool. It's a really, really well-made Tetris game. If you haven't played Tetris, if you didn't play the wonderful Puyo Puyo Tetris that I love and adore for the Switch, which is, I believe, out on everything now, Tetris Effect is a great PlayStation exclusive. The only thing about it I'll say is I have not tried the VR because I don't have a PlayStation VR. I imagine the game is a real trip in VR. It mixes elements of music in a very, very interesting way that you don't normally see with this kind of game. Tetris Effect, I don't really have much more to say about it. I played a fair amount of it over the break, but not a lot to give it kind of like a rating or anything like that, but highly recommend Tetris Effect. I think it's really, really cool. The next game I want to touch on, and I'll briefly touch on some games I kind of dabbled in, but I don't really have much to say about. The next game I do have a lot to say about, and this is a game that unfortunately I missed during Game of the Year stuff, because if I had played this game, it easily would have made my top 10. I think it's the best Metroidvania game that I've played since Rogue Legacy, and that is Timespinner. So I came into Timespinner not really knowing much, only hearing about it through different third parties. You know, I heard about it on the Giant Bomb cast and stuff like that, and I kind of heard like, hey, this is really, really a really, really well made one of these. And I kind of was like, okay, whatever, and I looked it up, and first I saw it was on Steam, and I was like, I don't know if I really feel like sitting in front of a computer to play a game right now, and then I saw it was on PlayStation, so I, downloaded the digital copy of it on PlayStation. I adored every minute I played of Timespinner. It has an excellent story. I think the thing that I appreciate about it compared to other Metroidvania games, since Metroidvania is kind of its own genre now, it seems like a lot of people are making these 8-bit, 16-bit retro-style Metroidvania games these days. The thing that makes Timespinner stand out is its excellent story, which involves a bunch of different time travel and everything, and it has its own lore to it that you learn as you go through the game that I found fascinating. I think the music is another element of this game. The music that was designed in Timespinner does definitely pull elements from Symphony of the Night, but it also does a lot of its own thing, and that's another aspect of the game that I really appreciated. You can see, and as you play through the game, you'll go to this area and go, oh yeah, this is kind of like this part of Symphony of the Night, and this is kind of like that part of Symphony of the Night. Instead of the, oh, there's an inverted castle, here you're going through time, so you're kind of going through the present day and then the past. That's kind of like their switch off for the inverted castle scenario. And I will say it does also have multiple different endings. I only did one of the endings for right now, but it's a game I want to go back to. It's also a game that I loved and adored so much that I really, really hope, and I cross my fingers, that Limited Run does a physical copy of it, because it's something I'd actually really like to own. I'd also love to see this game ported over to the Switch. I think that would be an excellent platform for the game as well, an entire audience there that would love and eat up a game like this. So Timespinner, I really, really, really wish I would have played this game before my Game of the Year stuff in 2018, because it easily would have cracked my top 5. I like it that much. Anyways, guys, those are the games that I played on break and enjoyed. There's some other things in there. I played the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo, which I absolutely adored, and I cannot wait for that game. We're a week away. I played some other little minor things here and there. I kind of dabbled with some Switch stuff as well, but overall, those are the games that I played. Those are the games I wanted to highlight that I played during the break. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. First video of 2019. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.